Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello everyone and welcome to your English class. In our lesson today, we will continue with our third unit, which is titled, What Will Be, Will Be. Our lesson today is the pronunciation, then the About You part. In your books, page 38. All you need for the lesson today is your books on page 38, a sheet of paper and a pen to take down your notes. Let's get started with our lesson. We will start with your workbook. We're having an exercise on page 104. Page 104, exercise I. We're having here, predict your best friend's future. We will look at the picture. This is my friend, and we will try to predict, to look into the future and make a guess about my friend's future. This is my friend, and she likes painting. She paints pictures. How about the future? 10 years later, 20 years later, for me, I think that my friend will be successful in the future. And I guess that we are going to be best friends. I believe that she is going to be a famous artist, and she won't have time to go out. What have we used? The form that we used to predict, we used will in here. We are going to, she is going to, and will not or won't, to predict the future, whether you are sure about something or maybe. How about the second one? Predict your best friend's future. This is my friend, and he likes playing basketball. So, in the future, what do you think? In the future, I think that he is going to be a good basketball player. I think that he will make good money. I believe that he is going to do what he loves, and he will be happy. What have we used in here? He is going to. Well, is going to, and we used well. So to make a prediction, use well, use the future well, or be going to. How about here? My friend, she likes writing and writing science fiction. So I believe that she is going to be a successful writer. She will be famous. She is going to write on science fiction, and she will inspire us or others. So is going to, will, is going to, and will. What other ideas can you predict for this or that one? You can write your own sentences. The most important part, use be going to or use will. Okay, so these they are. For our lesson today, we will start with the pronunciation part. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to identify unstressed words in a sentence and use stress in a sentence correctly. So we will focus on the idea of stress. Let's get to at the beginning in here. So our lesson is a pronunciation lesson. What do we mean by pronunciation? To pronounce something is to say it. So it is the way in which a word is pronounced. It is said, how you say the word. It is important that spelling doesn't determine pronunciation. It's not how we write it, rather than how we say it. Like here, we're having C letter, then we're having circle. The C here is pronounced as S, and here it's pronounced as K. Also, class, C. Same spelling, C and C there, however, it is pronounced as K. How about listen? L-I-S-T-E-N. This is the spelling. However, the T, you will never pronounce it. It's a silent letter. Spelling, not pronunciation. Flight. These are silent sounds. Flight. So, from the L to the T. Flight. So this is pronunciation, how you say something rather than how you write it. So it's not spelling. Okay. If you still remember from Unit 1, when we were speaking about stressed words, we said, what are the stressed words? When you are stressing on something, you are highlighting the word. So, stressed words are parts of the sentence that are longer, louder, and higher. You will highlight these words much more. In a sentence, we will have 3 to 4 words. You're not going to highlight or stress the whole thing, just the important words. So here, my mother was born in Riyadh. And the other one, Muna is friendly. Let's listen to these while you are listening. Just focus on how it is pronounced, the mother, born, and Riyadh. Let's listen.
My mother is born in Riyadh. Mona's friendly.
So you can notice that the words that are in red, mother, born, and Riyadh, then we have Muna and friendly, are longer, higher, and louder. So we're going to say my mother was born in Riyadh and Muna's friendly. This is what we have just taken in Unit 1. Okay. However, what do we mean by unstressed words? We have known about the idea of stressing words. How about the word that you will never stress? These are the words, part of the sentence, that are shorter and smaller. The small words within the sentence, you're not going to highlight them. They are not important. Let's listen one more time to this one. My mother was born in Riyadh and Muna is friendly. Listen again, and this time I want you to focus on my, was, in, and is. How is it pronounced? Let's listen.
My mother is born in Riyadh. Mona's friendly.
So you can notice that we're having my mother. It's not my mother, my mother. Then was, it's not was, was. Very quickly. And it's not in Riyadh. My mother was born in Riyadh. Just the n sound. Then Muna is, no, Muna's friendly. These are unstressed. You will go from one to the other, just give them like a hint. Okay, so these they are. However, why do we highlight the idea of unstressing words or stressing words? Why do we learn these things? We learn them because when you know how to stress and unstress, you will be a better speaker and listener. You will speak just like a native speaker, and when you are listening, you are going to listen just to the important words. Also, you will understand spoken English. When you are listening to a native speaker, you will get to understand them better. The words that are louder and longer, these are the important words. You don't have to focus on the small words. We're having here an example, which is my mother was born in Riyadh, and I want you to listen to it one more time.
My mother was born in Riyadh. My mother was born in Riyadh.
So, we have noticed here, the first time it was pronounced, my mother was born in Riyadh. Fluent. The speaker is more fluent, quickly speaking from my until Riyadh. My mother was born in Riyadh. However, my mother was born in Riyadh. This is a beginner. You don't sound like a native speaker, a good language user. Okay? So just go from one word to the other so you will sound a better language user. Okay. However, now I know that it is important to stress and unstress words. However, what are the words that I am supposed to unstress? In English, the words are divided into 2 types. We're having content words, like they carry the meaning, the important words, and function words, like the very small words within the sentence. So, content words like noun, verb, adjective, live, born, mother, adjective, friendly. These are important. I know that Muna is friendly. However, for function words are like pronouns, propositions, the very small words. So these words are going to be unstressed. However, these are going to be stressed. So my mother was, not was, because it's a function word. Now I know what to stress and not to stress. And now how can you unstress a word? Yes, I want to unstress a word. How can I do it? It is as easy as shorten the vowel. Like was, we're having an A as a vowel. So it's not was, just was. Quickly from the W to the S. Was. Also, say it quickly. Just say the words very quickly. So, not can, it's can. Can, quickly. Just say the word very quickly. Muna is friendly. Jump from Muna to friend. Muna is friendly. As quick as this. We're having here this example, these two examples. The kids are at the park and I can speak English. I want you to listen to the speaker saying these two sentences and focus on the words that are in red. The, are, and at the, and I can. How are they pronounced? Let's listen.
The kids are at the park. I can speak English.
Okay, so we're having here the, it is not the kids, then the kids are at the park. Not the kids are at the park, no. The kids are at the park. From kids to park. These are the important words. And I can speak English. I can speak. Not can. I can speak English. Speak and English. Okay? Now in your books, page 38, we're having here listen. Note the words that are usually not stressed. I have underlined them for you. The a, and, can, to, was, and of. Let's listen now, and I want you to focus on how we unstress these words. Let's listen.
In a century. Young and old. Cars can fly. 9 to 5. It was common. Cars of the future.
So you can notice that the a is pronounced very quickly and in a short vowel. In a century, it's not and, we're having young and old. And also, cars can fly. 9 to 5. It was common, and cars of the future. Very quickly from the content words from one to the other. Okay. Now I want you here to underline the unstressed words. Words that are not important, let's underline them, then we're going to listen. What are the words that we are going to unstress them? Like can and I. We can unstress here would. Also, we will unstress the is in here. Let's listen to this one. We're having, can I have pizza, please? What topping would you like? Cheese, please. And okay, your total is 30 Saudi riyals. Let's listen to it.
Can I have pizza, please?
What topping would you like?
Cheese, please.
Okay, your total's 30 riyals.
So you have noticed that the words that are underlined are unstressed. Just say them very quickly. Okay, now we will go to your books. Read the text about Jules Verne again on page 34 and find the sentences that contain the a and, can, to, and of. And I want you to practice reading unstressing words. Let's try to find the words. I want you to focus on in. Also, in here, we're having the as well. And also we have well, at, the, of, and the in here. So focus on them while the speaker is reading the whole thing. Just focus on the unstressed words. Let's listen.
The French writer Jules Verne wrote several books in the late 1800s. In them, he wrote about the future. He asked, "What will life be like at the end of the 20th century, 100 years from now?"
So you can notice here that the words that I have underlined are unstressed, like about the future, not the, about the future. What will life be like at the end of the 20th century? So quickly, the words that underlined, just say them very quickly. The following in here we will, I want you to focus on of. We're having to, the as well, and also to and the in a. Let's listen, and I want you to focus how they are pronounced.
In one of his adventure novels, From the Earth to the Moon, his characters traveled to the moon in a rocket.
Okay, so in here we're having in one of his are unpronounced, unstressed. From the earth to the moon, not to the moon, and also to the moon in a rocket, as quick as possible. One more, in another novel. Then here I want you to focus on the, of, a, and we're having in a. How are they pronounced? Let's listen.
In another novel, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, his characters dove through the depths of the ocean in a submarine in the shape of a whale.
So, speaking about the second novel, so under, not the, under the sea, quickly, and also in the shape of a whale, not a, in the shape of a whale. One more. In here, I want you to focus on in, the, also of, and we're having also and in here, and in a. Let's listen.
In a novel titled Paris in the 20th Century, Verne described a city with skyscrapers of glass and steel, high-speed trains, gas-powered automobiles, and a global communications network.
So, you have noticed in here how they unstressed in a novel, in another novel, then Paris in the 20th century, and skyscrapers of glass and quickly from one word to the other. The last paragraph in here, let's try to focus on the ands, in and off as well, in here, then as well off and the. Let's listen.
Space rockets and submarines and other things in his novels didn't exist in Verne's time, but many of the inventions that Verne imagined became reality by the end of the 1900s. That's why people call Verne a visionary.
So the words like space rockets and submarines, not and submarines, they didn't exist in Verne's time. So quickly from one word to the other to unstress them. Okay, now let's go to the following part, which is on page 38 as well, the about you. Now we're having these are questions that I want you to answer these questions based on your experience. You can come up with your own answers. Do you believe that people can predict the future? People can guess or make guesses about the future. What do you think? Would you say yes? For me, I guess yes. People can sometimes predict the future, just like our friend Jules Verne. When he predicted based on the information that you got, some people can predict. However, those people are never sure about what they are saying. So yes, we can make our guesses, but we will never be sure about our guesses. The second one, do you know of any predictions that came true? What do you think? Do you know any prediction people predicted in the past and today we are living this? For me, I guess, the idea that Jules Verne, when he predicted in his novel From the Earth to the Moon, that people are going to land on the moon, yes, it came true. And today, we are living his own prediction. Based on the information that he got in the 19th century, he predicted that today, people would have landed on the moon. And yes, we have landed on the moon. What changes do you predict for the next 50 years? Let's try to make our own predictions about the future. 50 years from today, what do you think the future will look like? Can you make any predictions? How do you think the school will look like? For me, I believe that the cars. How about the cars? The cars are going to fly. I believe cars are going to be faster, however safer. How about schools? What can you predict about the schools in the future? Computers. We're having kitchen appliance. Can you predict anything about them in the future? Just come with a product. How will it look like 50 years from today? One more. What do you think you will be doing 20 years from now? What do you think? You yourself, 20 years from now, what would you do? I guess maybe you are going to be a successful engineer. I will be a good mom. Or you can say, I will be a successful lawyer. I will be in a very good position. You can say, I will be happy. How about, what do you think of TV program will people be watching in 50 years? Now we are very specific. We are speaking about TV shows. What are the things that people are going to watch in 2070? I believe that TV programs are going to be interactive. I can come up with the ending of the movie that I want, or I can choose what to watch now or later. I can come up with my own movie. I can create my own. What do you think? What are the TV shows people are going? The TV shows people are going to watch 50 years from today? How about the schools? What will schools be like in 20 years, in 2040? What do you think schools will look like? Do you think that we will still be learning? We will be present in school physically? For me, I think that things are going to be virtual. We're going to attend classes online. We're not going to go to school, not everyone. Maybe robots will interfere in the educational system. Okay, for your homework, I want you to find and underline the unstressed words in the conversation. So go and read the conversation lesson, which is going to be in the following lesson on page 39 in your books. Underline the unstressed words, so we will unstress them together in the conversation lesson. Okay, I guess that is it for our lesson today, and thank you so much for your time.